Even though there had to be a change of plans with where the body of the late Raila Odinga would be viewed from Parliament to Moi Sports Centre, Kasarani, and even with the chaos witnessed, the planned public viewing finally took off, and many thousands of Kenyans and mourners were able to pay their final respects to the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
A somber procession of thousands of supporters of the former Premier Raila Odinga, in expression of honour and deep sorrow for losing a man they considered an icon in Kenya's political history, a pillar in democracy, constitutionalism and reforms. The mourners braced themselves for a more than 4-hour walk through a 32-kilometre stretch from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani, along Thika Road. At around 2 p.m, the remains of the former Premier, escorted by a sea of humanity under tight security, arrived at the stadium. It was already almost full to capacity, with mourners who had started trickling in from as early as 10 a.m, around the time the venue of the public viewing was changed from Parliament to Kasarani. The reception by an overwhelming crowd that had seemingly grown impatient after hours of waiting got chaotic, with the police forced to fire in the air and lob tear gas canisters to contain the crowd, which had attempted to forcefully access the VIP staging area where Raila's body was being held. Public viewing was delayed further as the security detail escalated their efforts to control the crowd of mourners. Backed by a section of leaders who had to plead with the mourners to heed to the directives issued and allow the process to flow smoothly. Few minutes to 5 p.m, Raila Odinga's remains were finally laid in state, about 4 hours behind schedule.
And us as a nation, that we may be strengthened in you.
And after brief prayers conducted by the chaplains of the Kenya Defence Forces, President William Ruto was first to view the remains and pay his last respect, followed by Mama Ida Odinga, who led the family in facing this unfortunate reality of their final moment with the patriarch of their home. Other dignitaries, including leaders of the Orange Democratic Movement, cabinet secretaries, and other officials, also paid their final respects before the remains were moved from the VIP area to a designated section for members of the public to view it. This time, the security detail left nothing to chance. The remains of Raila Odinga were finally ferried from the stadium, and the exercise extended to Friday to allow more mourners to pay their last respect. Safin Acheng Omar, Citizen TV.